This is part 2 of answering questions sent by you. How do I do a clearing of a space from a dark presence? If it's dark, then really dark, then I do the whole lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram and so on. But I usually do the Kabbalistic cross. That's what I use in my daily practice, and that is something I only use when it's needed. And I thought of, since I don't know you, I just thought about some angels here. Michael is the chosen one for those who, and of course the angels of Mars. But they are quite different and the energies are different. So I'm just trying to show in that this is Michael's sigil from the Sibley Squeezia, and here is Dr. Ralph Squeezia, and the sigils were done by Sibley. And here is Michael from the Golden Dawn. And after anything, I usually I take a piece of paper like that and ask Michael to bless it. And in a ritual, after a sigil is consecrated to Michael, a part of him, essence, lives in this sigil, so it's alive. And that's when I put it in the place to keep it. So the sigils are sacred to me. And then I thought about some angels in the Shem that I used myself, is Kahetel. And then we have Nelahel. And Riel. I love this Shem angel, but he can be quite forceful and feel like really dark. He's given me some tough lessons when I always want to learn things. I don't usually ask for anything from the angels for myself, and that makes it easy to connect with them. But when it comes to knowledge and philosophy and things like that, that's when I can get a little bit... and he dominates the mystic feelings and sacred philosophy, so I've been knocking on his door too many times, and sometimes he tells me just to shut up. And he's given me the knowledge by it. I haven't gotten it yet, and then I come again. And here is another is Shamia or Shamiel. And then of course my own angel Vevalia Vevalel, or my son, my birthday angel. And I also work with my rising and moon, and then all the others. And then we have Yabamia Yabamel. And Hayiel is good. And that was that. How to heal, fortify after visiting a place with a dark demonic presence. I usually do the Kabbalistic cross and the prayer. And you can use an angelical prayer or Our Father or something that you resonate with. And but the best thing is to learn how to live the prayer. That you are the prayer. You don't just say the words. You develop into the prayer. So you spiral up with a prayer in a way that you put your trust in the prayer and you climb up in a spiral. And then you trust that it is done. I can't really explain it. I have to draw maybe. And that's what I use. And I always do the Kabbalistic cross with Uriel before me, Raphael behind me, Michael at my right, and Gabriel at my left. And in the LBRP it's before me Raphael, and then you go round to south with Michael and west Gabriel and Uriel in the north. So it depends on which you practice. And color and crystals in my magic practice is, yes, I use colors more than crystals nowadays. But I know the correspondences, and these are just a little bit of them, but I've stopped. I don't really feel like this is azurite. That is a great crystal. This is pure before the Chinese knockoff, so it isn't that beautiful when you look at a real crystal. And then we have my beloved Lapis Lazuli. I like the raw form. And here is that everybody wants to buy from me. It's a true, I can't remember the name of the crystal, but this is a real crystal. And so I have my skulls as well. And they are there so they don't collect so much dust. And here is, I use my labradorite for scrying. I have a huge block of labradorite. And here is what I made for Michael. It is the hematite. It represents for me balance and the four corners of the earth and everything I do magically, since I want to connect through the earth and have full balance and help people. And then I have the citrine. I love this citrine. And then we have the tree there. And this is something I wrap around a candle holder, and if I go camping and so on. I don't have used statues. And other uses I use my crystals for after they break, since I'm a clumsy person. I take a hammer, I smash them up, and then I put them in the mortar and use them in incense. So, and I charge crystals as well and give to others, but that is more for their practice, not so much for my own. A magical approach is to heal, strengthen body. Well, I use strength training, and then I use Tai Chi. And but my main is always with angels. I call upon Raphael, and then Shem angels as well, depending on what I do. And Metatron has some too, but I don't. I usually do it with Raphael. And then there was this question: isn't Black Mirror available in other than magic beads? And since I didn't really get the understanding of this message, but I understood that there is somebody who practices Solomonic, and many in Asia especially. I'm going to put a link in the video to Poke Ryan. He practiced the Asian mix with, he has his own Solomonic newer version of how he uses his Black Mirror, so it's a educational video to watch. And then who is the best Tantra person or someone I know? And there is one that caught my eye already in the 70s and 80s as an artist. And she's controversial, but you make up your own mind. Mariana Abramovic. She has a lot of videos, or she's famous. She's been on Times magazine and everything. And she's a performance artist and an artist. And she has a website where you can check out her art. Really dark. And then there we have the rumored to be a satanic priestess of the elite. I don't know. I don't ever judge anybody by their color or rumors. But I know one thing. She pushes everyone to the limits with her art. Like those cakes and elite parties where you eat like a cannibal and it looks like, and those sort of things, and the spirit cooking. And Tantra is also about going repulsion, feeling and taboos. And necrophilia and cannibalism and all those things that disgust you, and blood, and for some people, if you don't feel repulsion, then that is not tantric to you. If you are used to handling dead bodies and so on, then you have to do something else that makes you feel repulsion and so on. So I'm not a tantric person. I lived a hard life and seen too much. So and she is nearly like a Agori of the Indian practices. I think they worship Kali. They wear human teeth as necklaces and eat human flesh and so on. And that is their spirituality, so that is completely a different thing. But I think she is the one that... she's 70 now, I think, but she is the one that has been the muse of all those who make dark art. So if you are an artist who wants to see a really dark art, check out her, since she was the one who did it in the beginning. So she is credited to really doing dark art. And in my opinion, always go to the one, not the copycats. And actors and actresses that I connect with esoteric and magic. Nicole Kidman, since I saw the killing of her sacred deer, the elements in that movie. I think it was hated by the public, but it is got esoterical meanings in it. And then she did the others as well, and Golden Compass. What I know of, I don't watch movies often. And Johnny Depp, Ninth Gate, I loved him in that. And Heath Ledger, I loved the movie The Order, and it was also called The Sin Eater. It's really dark. And Rebecca De Mornay, the TV series of The Shining, and then the depth like in The Last Ride and Mother's Day, and the choices he makes. And even The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, since she really goes into the dark and pushes herself. And I feel that she's got a depth in her. And then we have Kevin Bacon and Keira Knightley, and they are married. And they both done really good, like films of possession and other supernatural things. I can't remember their names, but they are married. And so I think they share a lot in common. And they have many movies about that. And then there is Michelle Pfeiffer, who I also feel has something. So that was just some thoughts of today. And I'm happy to answer your questions. And now I'm looking at the clock, and they will soon coming out after some break, after lunch break. And this is the one thing that I take with me if there is a catastrophe. It is this, since I created with love for Michael as very young. I saved money, a lot of money, to import the hematite disc and everything, and it was all what he represented to me as I think I was 12 or 13 when I saved up the money. So I started saving money earlier. But the horses and animals ate most of my money and all my extra work, but I always saved, since I wanted to create something for him, and Uriel and Raphael and Gabriel. But that was it, and I hope this was useful, and I answered to more questions, and I'm going to try to take good photos of the sigils of the Shem Angels and post them on Instagram. And have a magical day. Bye for now.